Welcome to TNC's web map tutorial. Here we're looking at a web map of Andros Island in the Bahamas. I'm going to walk you through some of the tools and widgets in the web map so that you can better use it. Let's start up here at the top left. We can select the base data for the map itself. Right now we currently have the satellite-based map. We can easily change this to the shaded relief-based map, or if you prefer, the street-based map. We can use the navigation button to zoom in, for example, or tab. I have a pre-existing bookmark that I have set. We're going to zoom into that. As you can see, the base map information is not available at this scale. So what I'm going to do is navigate up here to the layers that exist in this web map. And I see that the rapid eye imagery is available. I'm going to click this so we can see it. We can change the transparency of this rapid eye imagery by clicking the Layer Transparency button. We can make it more transparent or less transparent. Let's not set any transparency so that we can best see it. Let's go back to the other layers by clicking Layer Visibility and check out some of the habitats. We have a host of habitats here. Currently blue holes is checked, which are these blue dots. If you're unsure about if these blue holes are represented by blue dots, you can always check the legend by going to Help and selecting Legend. You can see that blue hole is indeed the blue dot. If we want to see something other, maybe the pine, we can scroll over here to our layers, turn on the pine, and we could also turn on our groundwater lens. And we know that this blue is the groundwater lens, and this pine is the green. Again, you can change the transparency of the habitat by making it more transparent or less transparent. Let's leave it somewhere in between. Go back to here. I'm going to unselect these two, the pine and groundwater. I'll remove the legend and collapse the habitat legend. Let's move on to some tools. You can go over here to the Tools button. Let's find some features. This feature lets you determine a little bit more information about what is behind the layers other than their spatial representation. For whatever layer you want to find, make sure that it is here in the Search Layer field. Currently we have blue holes, which is what's visible. Let's stick with that, but you could pick any other feature. You can find details about any of these habitats by either selecting it by a point, a line, rectangle, or polygon. Let's use rectangle. I'm going to draw a rectangle here, and I see that I've selected two blue holes. One, the co-op blue hole, and another one down further south, the 9-task blue hole. You can clear this. Well, let me say, you can show results of this in the grid, and then you can export this to a CSV file by clicking this button. We go back to the graphical search. We can clear our search where the binoculars go away. Another search might be search by text. Again, blue hole is here, and we might want to find a blue hole that's called High Creek. Click search, and we find that the High Creek blue hole is just south of the 9-task blue hole. Again, you can go here to the graphical search button and select Clear. We can minimize the find box, or we can eliminate it altogether. I'm going to close it completely out. Let's try another tool. How about draw? With draw, you can draw by points, you can draw lines, freehand lines, polygons, freehand polygons, and you can draw text. Let's mark the blue holes that we discovered. We can select text, and we want the co-op hole, and that one is here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And the 9 tasks hole here. We can also add a dot or point by the blue hole so we know exactly where they are. And you can make sure that you are currently drawing a point by looking up here at current action. So right now it says draw point. So we can click a point there and a point here. We can also measure the distance between these two holes by clicking measurement, show measurement, we'll keep it in kilometers, go back to draw, and click draw line, ensuring that our current action is draw line. We're going to change the size to 2, and I'm going to click 1 here, and then double click up here. And we see that our length is 0.88 kilometers. You can clear this by pushing the clear drawing button. And that concludes this tutorial for the web map. Thank you.